All right, welcome. We're here with Jeff Falkenberg. He's a certified breathwork practitioner, psychedelic facilitator, and works with reprogramming core wounds. Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
Let's start it off right away with how do we breathe and how should we breathe?
Well, this is actually pretty interesting because a lot of people don't breathe correctly. A lot of people, they're sitting at their desks, they're concentrating, maybe they're feeling stressed at the moment. They breathe through their mouth and shallow at the top of their chest. But ideally, we're breathing in and out through our nose and then engaging with the diaphragm, pulling the air deep into the lungs, having a nice, full, rich breath.
So as you inhale, you're extending your stomach out,
Mm.
and as you exhale, you're bringing your stomach in.
That'd be correct, as you engage with the diaphragm.
I see. One quote that really helped me reorganize my life has been, there can be no change without a change in routine. And I wanted to ask if there was if you could only choose one breath exercise to incorporate into your daily life, what would it be?
Yeah, so it's an interesting notion, like, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. There is a breathwork routine that I use on the daily that gets me into my body and kind of invigorates it for the day, but also has a meditation involved with it that keeps me honed in my day as well. I call it the 3 and 4, and the performance is a little bit involved, but you'll take 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then 4 breaths in the nose, out the nose. On that 4th final breath, you inhale and you hold, and you hold for till you feel complete. But generally, it's between 30 to 40 seconds or so. And as you're doing the inhale hold, you also engage with the mula bandha, which is the root chakra or the pelvic floor. So these are the muscles that are associated with if you're taking a leak and you cut off a stream, the muscles that you'd squeeze then is the mula bandha. And so when you're doing the inhale hold, it's important actually to engage with the mula bandha. It creates an energetic container, which sounds kind of woo, but it actually is real. Sometimes when you're doing the inhale hold, things get a little fuzzy, and that can be stressful. And the mula bandha helps alleviate some of that stress.
Thank you, especially to Kirsten for joining me and letting us use her beautiful home.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
Awesome.
As a particular note of caution, breathwork should not be done while driving or in water. Each direction is associated with a different meditation. As we face west now, it is about turning inward and attuning yourself to your body's need for physical healing. At this time, take that notion and place it on the altar within yourself. And then go ahead and close your eyes and meet at the bottom of the breath. And we'll take a smooth breath in and an easy breath out. And we'll go into the 3 and the 4 from the bottom of the belly through the nose, breath in. Through the nose alone. And to the top. Hold at the top, engage with the mula bandha, and relax into your body. And then take this time to meditate upon the notion of attuning to your body in its need for physical healing. Then as you're ready, rotate 90 degrees to your left to be facing south. As you face south, south is associated with the meditation of your relationships and the emotional energy that goes in and out of your life through your relationships. So let's meet at the bottom of the breath. And we'll take a smooth and easy breath in and an easy breath out. And we'll go into the 3 and the 4 from the bottom of the belly through the nose, breath in. Through the nose alone. To the top. Hold at the top, engage with the Mula Bandha, and relax into the body. And then turn towards the meditation of your relationships and the energy that comes in and out of your life through your relationships. Very good. And as you're ready, rotate 90 degrees to your left to be facing east. And east is associated with the meditation of change, new beginnings, and the manifestations that you're bringing into your life. Let's meet at the bottom of the breath. We'll take an easy breath in and an easy breath out. And we'll go into the 3 and the 4 from the belly through the nose, breath in. Through the nose alone. And to the top. Hold at the top, engage with the Mula Bandha, and relax into the body. And reflect upon the meditation of change in your life, new beginnings, and the manifestations that you're bringing in. Then as you're ready, rotate 90 degrees to your left to be facing north. And north is associated with the meditation of the higher mind and spiritual guidance. So let's meet at the bottom of the breath. And take an easy breath in. And an easy breath out. And we'll go into the 3 and the 4 from the belly through the nose, breath in. Through the nose alone. And to the top. Hold at the top, engage with the Mula Bandha, and relax into the body. And engage with the meditation of the higher mind and spiritual guidance. Very good.
Jeff, one theme that I have wanted to carry through this Getting My Heart Back Together Again series is this yin and yang of each chapter. And I was really happy to hear that you had these two types of breath exercises, one that increased your energy and one that voluntarily decreased your energy. And so I wanted to ask if you're in a moment of intense frustration, blackout anger, suffocating anxiety, what is a breath exercise that you can do that will give you a moment of stillness, a moment of pause?
Yeah, there's a great exercise for when you need to calm your nervous system, center yourself. It's simply called the 4-7-8. And so you would just breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and then slowly release it over 8 seconds.
And what does that do to us, to the body? What is that signal sending?
So as you're holding the breath for 7 seconds, the full lungs are kind of putting some friendly pressure on the heart, and that allows the heart to kind of calm down, so it lowers the blood pressure. And then the juxtaposition of the 4-second inhale with the 8-second exhale. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in, that automatically triggers your nervous system to calm down.
And I remember you were saying, if you engage in shallow breathing, that will actively cause anxiety. Is that right?
That's totally correct. Like the top of your lungs, the nerves that go there are different than to the bottom of the lungs. And so the nerves that go to the top are associated with the fight or flight system, while near the bottom, that's more of your rest and digest. So now we'll go into the 4-7-8, a breathwork technique for relaxation and centering and grounding. Let's just take an easy breath in and an easy breath out. And we'll breathe in over 4 seconds and in 2, 3, 4, hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, slow exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and inhale over 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, slow for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in for 4, 2, 3, 4, hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and out for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good.
On the other side of the spectrum, let's say you need an intense energetic boost. Let's say you need to summon every bit of strength that you have for one particular action for a prolonged period. Do you have something that would help with that?
I like to call this one the Anvil Punch because it hits. And ideally, you do this outside. You can do it in other formats that recreate the scenario. But this breath mimics cardiovascular exercise. So say you're at a park, you just take a few calm, centering breaths, and then you would breathe all the way out, hold the breath at a empty lung, and then you would walk into the empty lung. And so what you're doing is building up CO2, and this is triggering a desire within yourself to breathe. That feeling is going to come up and hit kind of hard. And what you want to do is, what I say is knock on 3 doors. What this means is that wave of desire to breathe will come up, ignore it, it calms itself, it'll come up again, ignore it, it calms itself. On that third one, you can go ahead and nice, smooth, easy inhale through the nose, and your body's going to want you just to get rid of all that CO2, to blow it out. Just calmly exhale and then go right into a calm breath.
And you know, I've tried this, and I can say it has worked for me, at least as far as in rock climbing, when I've had to really summon every ounce of my available strength. I feel like the exercise kind of puts you, it kind of mimics already the most intense thing you're about to do. So not only does it, like you were saying, flood your blood with oxygen, but it also puts your mind in this state of like, okay, I'm ready. You know,
Yeah,
we're giving ourselves a little heads up.
yeah, yeah. It induces your body to release a bunch of red blood cells, so it gets you ready physically, and it is psychologically stressful. But since it's under your own control, you're at the wheel, you're the one doing it, it kind of gets your mind ready to handle stress. Now we are going to engage with the Anvil Punch breath. This can be a very challenging breath, but also a very rewarding one. To start, you just want to take a simple breath in, an easy breath out, and as you breathe out, breathe all the way out to a completely empty lung. And then as you meet the empty lung, walk forward while holding the empty lung. As you walk, you're mimicking cardiovascular exercise, building up CO2 within the body, which will build up a desire to breathe. It comes in waves, and you want to wait until the 3rd wave before you re-engage with the breath. And as you do re-engage, you want to breathe in smoothly and out smoothly, maintaining a mental control over the situation. You would like to wait 3 to 4 minutes between rounds and then engage in 3 to 5 rounds per day.
Let's say you've hit rock bottom. You're in the throes of addiction. You've suffered an intense loss. Something in your life that just absolutely did not go as you'd planned or envisioned at all. Is there an exercise that can help us bounce back from the bottom when we feel perhaps powerless or just unmotivated to exist at all?
Yeah, when a person is ready to either kind of wipe the slate clean or deal with what's going on inside, there's a breath that if you can lay on the ground for 21 minutes and just breathe, it will help you get into a deeper state of yourself where maybe there's some energy trapped in your body. It can help flush that energy through. Maybe there's some thoughts that need some processing. It help you integrate those thoughts. It kind of meets the person where they're at. And it's, the circular breathing, 21 minutes is the ideal breath to engage with that.
And you're laying on the floor, and how exactly are you breathing?
So this is a great question. You're going to breathe in and out through the mouth. You're going to be using your belly, kind of jetting it out, and then filling your chest. You can think of it as being in 2 steps, but it's going to be a smooth action. And it's going to be a circular breath, so there's not a pause at the top, there's not a pause at the bottom. Nice, continuous breathing the whole way through.
Okay. And what does that do biologically?
It does a lot of things. In particular, the endocrine system is receiving a lot of confusing signals. You're breathing up, you're breathing down, you're breathing up, you're breathing down. And so this can kind of help the different organs of the endocrine system align themselves with each other, to work in conjunction with each other a little bit better. It's opening up your capillary system so that blood is getting to deeper parts of your body. It's also, I don't believe there's hard science on it saying it concretely yet, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence that points towards the idea that DMT is being released. And so there is a mild hallucinogenic aspect to it. Again, people have different experiences every time, but there can be, maybe even a little bit of an out-of-body experience, or clarity downloads are often reported in this experience.
It almost gives you a clean slate. Or what would you say it also maybe unearths the cause of, perhaps?
The answer to that question is yes. As in, it meets you where you're at. It can wipe the slate clean, and it can also open up stuff. So, it's one of those things like when a person's ready, it's a really good exercise to get into. So now we'll engage with the circular breath. Ideally, you'll do this for 21 minutes, possibly longer, but as an example here, we will only be doing it for 5 minutes. So with your mouth open, breathe in, and just let the breath fall out nice and easy. And as you breathe in, jet the belly out, and fill in the chest. And again, just let the breath fall out nice and smooth, nice and easy. In the mouth, out the mouth. And as you go further into the practice, things will begin to change. You might start with a little bit of lightheadedness, but this can move into a tingly sensation in the fingers, a wavy sensation throughout the body. And at some point, around 8 minutes or so, 12 minutes, something begins to flip. And the external world seems to go far, far away, and the internal world becomes much, much larger. As you get further into the exercise, sometimes the hands can begin to cramp. This is called tetany. It's something that goes away on its own. But if it becomes physically uncomfortable and distracting, just slow down the exhale, and that can help mitigate the issue. But otherwise, continue to breathe, nice and smooth, nice and easy. Jet out the belly at the beginning of the breath, fill the chest, and just let it fall out nice and easy. Engaging with the body, engaging with the breath. And as you go into the technique and things begin to change, hold space within yourself for what comes up. Sometimes people feel warm, maybe sweaty. Sometimes people feel cool and maybe even sweaty. There are many options. There are many paths. Just trust that you are doing it right. And this technique that people have been using for thousands of years is good for you. As you get further into the practice and things begin to change, sometimes a little voice in the head can say, what am I doing here? Why am I doing this? It's perfectly reasonable to ignore that voice and just tap into your inner strength and to persevere. Everything that's worthwhile is a little bit outside your comfort zone. doing great. Continue to breathe. Engage with the body. Engage with the breath. Know that you are safe in the breath. You are safe in your body. And you're safe in this practice right here, right now.
One thing I've noticed, along this journey with its peaks and valleys, is there's this something that rears its ugly head once in a while, and that's self-sabotage. It's procrastination, these types of forces that kind of really bring you back to places that you thought you had graduated from. And so I wanted to ask, is there a breath exercise to remedy that?
There isn't a breath work that would remedy that, but the breath work itself can help alleviate some of the symptoms. But really, at the end of the day, to confront that issue, one needs to be able to identify their core wounds and begin the reprogramming process. And you also need to be able to identify your specific core needs and then align your life with your needs. And this will lead to a higher level engagement with your own life, which gets rid of the procrastination and self-sabotage.
And so you would say that a necessary step in healing would be self-inventory. This practice of asking yourself extensive, difficult questions that can really help you identify where you are and who you are and what you want. And that's perfect because it's actually chapter 2 of getting my heart back together again. Whatever it is that brought you here, I can tell you that love will bring you back. Our will is limited by many factors. Our surroundings, our friend group, our time in history, the chemical and electrical impulses of our body, the shape and shade of our body, to whom and when we were born, our dreams, our memories. I've found that in the clutter of it all, in the pit of despair, the frenzy of mania, or the deep freeze of anxiety, if I can just will myself to take a conscious, full breath, I may start a new pattern, a new domino, determine a new set of actions. If you don't like your stars, realign them.
Nice.